We are live.
Hell yeah.
All right. All right. Prop the mic. We're live on Playback, YouTube, and X, coming to you a little earlier than usual today. So let us know in the comments if you like this earlier time, playing around with some different start times for the playoffs here. As you can see, we brought back our main man, Tim Trad, for another NBA NHL joint pod. Today's podcast presented by Props.cash. We 100% could not do what we do without Props.cash. So if you think you're ready to level up your prop betting game, use code PTM at sign up. Get 25% off your first month. What's up, boys? How you guys doing?
Go ahead, Tim.
Last night went really well. Last night went really well. I mean, it was hard to be sad, or it was hard to enjoy it as I watched the absolute collapse of Denver, and just the exit of basketball from that city. So first part was really good. We did miss that builder, unfortunately, but everything else was exactly according to plan. So it was really fun.
Yeah, I will echo that. We crushed the first game, right? The first game of the night. Nailed all of our picks for that one, and then went into the Nuggets game hoping for a sweep, and we missed out on that one. But the Knicks game was a lot of fun. My wife came in the room, during the end of the Knicks game, and she was like, "Is this like a game 7 or something?" I was like, "No, this is game 1. It's just the Garden. Like every game in the Garden is feels like a game 7. It's so intense." Yeah. Pacers really outplayed the Knicks at like 90% of the game, and the Knicks just have that ability to keep fighting.
Those Dover boys.
I love watching them, but I just don't. They are way too dependent on Brunson right now. Right.
And all the guys, there's no rotation. Every guy's playing like almost the entire game of those starting 5. It's hard. It's unsustainable, it feels.
Yeah. And the Pacers are deep, right? The Pacers have a pretty deep lineup. So we'll see. I could see that series going six games or something like that. But that was a good win last night. I liked that game a lot. All right. So we got 2 games tonight for NBA. We'll dive into those in a second. Tim, I think you got some picks for hockey again tonight. Is that right?
Yeah, we have 2 playoff games. One game 1 that might be the highest scoring hockey game of all time, and then we have game 2 for your Rangers and the Hurricanes. I think there's a lot of value there. And then at 3:00 there is a Champions League match, PSG and Dortmund. So I have some looks in that too that we might just cover real quick.
That's very good. I spent $100 on a Mbappe jersey for my son. So let's see if I can get that back with a play there.
There you go.
He's still on PSG, right?
He is. Yeah, he's averaging 5 shots a game. So we're looking at his shots tonight. They're down 1-0 in aggregate. This is a 2-leg. So Dortmund comes in up 1 goal. So they're going to have to push and score. And when PSG needs to score goals, that's the guy who takes the shots. So you should be able to afford that jersey after about 4:30.
All right, so make sure you hang on till the end of the pod after we go through the NBA and NHL, and we'll kind of give you a little bit of live action for the daytime as well. All right, so let's dive in. We got two game 1s tonight in the NBA. Cavs at Celtics. Celtics are -11.5 or -12, depending on where you look. At home, totals 209.5. So first of all, that's a crazy spread for a playoff game, right? Especially round 2 playoff game, 12 points out of the gate. But obviously Boston is a great team. I don't know though. So first thing I want to talk about is the 3 previous matchups of these teams. Donovan Mitchell played in the first 2 games. Tatum and Brown played in the first 2 as well. So actually all 3 games. So Boston won the first game by 7 at home. Boston won the second game by 9 at home, and then Cleveland actually won the third game by 1 point at home. So it's actually been 3 pretty close matchups. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this going to be a blowout tonight, or is this going to be a tight game?
I think I don't know. I don't have as good of a read on this series. I feel like I do on the other one tonight, but yeah, Boston, just every angle you look at, just Boston seems to have the advantage here, even without KP. I don't see any way. I think Cleveland squeaks maybe 1 game out at home, catches Boston on their heels, but I think this is over in 5, and Boston gets the win tonight.
Okay. Tim, what do you think? You think Cleveland covers?
I mean, I agree. No, I agree with what he's saying. Unfortunately, I think this is the end of the road for Cleveland. But based on what happened last night and what's happening to Denver, I feel like this season, like I have no idea what's going on in the NBA.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping not a 30-point spread in the second quarter and just a complete wasted game. You know what I mean? At this point, it's like you're expecting for them to be entertaining like that Knicks game was, and then it just for the exact opposite. So this has potential for that, though, for Boston to come out and just absolutely dog walk.
It does. So play this one cautiously, although we have a bunch of plays. What I would say, just to throw out an option, if you do think Cleveland keeps it like respectable, I'm not saying wins, but respectable, you could do something like Boston -3.5 and Cleveland +17.5. It's a lot. That's a lot of points to get -110 on DraftKings. So you can actually middle the game if you think Boston will win. And if they do win, they'll probably win by, more than 4. And Cleveland getting 17.5 points is a ton of points in a playoff game. So just something to throw out as a way to start this one off. Let's dive into some player props. Tom, you like anything in this game?
I got a couple. Like I said, don't have as good of a feel. I kind of want to see this first game play out a little bit before we, play a little bit more heavily. But so I looked at Max Strus, though, because you have a playoff series that he played with the Heat against Boston just last season. So I think there's some relevant data to look at there. If you look at his first 3 games against Boston in that series, he had 15 points in game 1, shot 3 for 5 from 3, 11 points in game 2, 2 for 5 from 3, 10 points in game 3. So Boston kind of like figured him out a little bit, or whatever happened. Like you saw those points just decreased as the series went on. So I'm kind of hoping to catch that same like wave of like Strus performing well early in the series against Boston. And then he kind of got hot or figured some things out towards the end of the series against Orlando. So I'm hoping he kind of rides that in. His last 3 games against Orlando, 13 points, 10 points, and 16 points. You can see his line is pulling that props.cash screen up. His line is 9.5. In this game. So I like Strus over 9.5 points. I think you can still get it. It was plus money earlier. Yeah, you can get that plus 104 on FanDuel, plus 100 on DraftKings. What do you guys think?
Can you see my screen?
Looks like it's loading.
Yeah, let me know when it's up.
Yeah.
I like Strus because I think he came on like hot at the end of the Orlando series.
Yeah.
So I think he's coming into this series, with a bit of a momentum, and he obviously has the history playing against Boston, right? He was up against them last postseason as well, right? On the Heat. So I think that's a good play.
All right. Let's go. What do you got?
What do I have? All right. So gave out this play for the Discord members way earlier this morning. So we got this at plus 157. So already good start there. All right. So this is all about rebounds. I think game 1s can be sloppy. I think teams can come out very slow. So I found 3 players that I really like for rebounding. First is Jason Tatum. He's a rebounding beast. I think with KP out, not that KP is a particularly big rebounder, but I think with KP out, I like Tatum even more. So I think his straight line was 9.5 rebounds. I took him for 8 rebounds. In his 3 games against Cleveland, he's put up 10 rebounds, 11 rebounds, and 13 rebounds. So that seemed pretty safe. The next player is another guy on the Celtics. I like Derek White for just 3 rebounds. Derek White plays big minutes, 33, 34 plus minutes in this game, assuming it's not a blowout. 3 rebounds should be doable. His 3 games against Cleveland, he had 4, 5, and 6 rebounds. So I like those 2 guys. And then the third guy is Donovan Mitchell. I really liked what I saw in the series against Orlando for Mitchell. He put up 4+ rebounds in most of those games. In his 2 games against Boston this year, he had 6 rebounds and 8 rebounds. So I'm doing Mitchell for 4 rebounds, White for 3 rebounds, and Tatum for 8 rebounds. Put those 3 together for plus 157.
Love that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Where's it at? Has the odds changed a ton on it?
No, I don't think so. Not too much. And you can actually go a little higher with all of those. You can go 4, 10, and 6 if you want, and you can get that for closer to like plus 500, plus 600. So I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit on that. But those odds are coming from DraftKings. So I like those. I like those for today. Okay.
Nice. Looks like we're having a little technical difficulty with getting that prop screen up.
Yeah, I'm going to try again when we get to the next game. We'll just rattle off a few more plays here.
Yeah.
All right. I'm a big fan of block parties. So we're going to talk about block.
Yeah.
Blocks and steals.
Cooler full of ice. Let's go.
All right. So who's the one guy, Tom, on the Celtics that we always talk about is a sneaky play for blocks?
Derek White, my man.
Derek White. So listen to these stats on Derek White. Derek White, one block is roughly minus 200, which is insane for a guard.
He's the best blocking guard. Yeah, he's
best
awesome.
Blocking guard. 85% hit rate at home this season when he plays 30 plus minutes. So there was a bunch of games in the middle of the season where Derek White wasn't really getting playing time. Mm-hmm. Now he's consistently above 30 minutes. We're just looking at those games. 85% of his home games he's had a block.
I love this. I love this play.
And the last time he played against Cleveland, he had 4 blocks. So, so I love Derek White for one block. That is minus 200. So whatever, if you want to play a juicy play, you can play it by itself. But I got a few other legs to throw with it. Evan Mobley for one block. Mobley, I don't have a lot of data to go off of, but I'm just looking at the last series. Mobley was a beast defensively. I think Al Horford's going to be putting up some ugly hook shots against him, and he's just going to swat one out of there. Tatum is always going to the rim. I think he'll block one of those. So I think Mobley's probably good for 2 blocks tonight, but just to keep it safe, we'll say 1 block. And then the last leg of this parlay is Drew Holiday for 1 steal. So Holiday had a steal, I think, in almost every game of the prior series against Miami. So you put those 3 together, it's around plus 109. White 1 block, Mobley 1 block, Holiday 1 steal. What do you think?
I love it. I love the, I would even, I'm thinking, Derek White, if you can get him, even a 2 block little play on him, could see a little sprinkle on that possibly here. But these are the guys. I think you'll see Drew Holiday trying to shut down Darius Garland. Darius Garland has not been great. Something's a little off with him. So I definitely could see a steal coming his way from Garland there. And Mobley is just an absolute beast. I can envision that Horford hook shot getting blocked right now. It just feels like that is in the cards tonight. So I love this play.
I mean, Derek White is also a good sneaky player who is blowout proof a bit. So when the team starts pulling starters out, Derek White's usually the one guy who stays out on the floor a little bit longer. I would say that's probably less true now than it was earlier in the season because Pritchard has proven to be a really good backup guard on that team. But still, I like playing Derek White when there's uncertainty around a blowout. So we'll go with that. Let's talk about the big 3 from a scoring standpoint in this game. So we got Tatum, we got Mitchell, and we got Brown, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So just recapping the last 3 games. In the first game, Mitchell scored 29. Tatum scored 25 and Brown scored 25, right? The second game, Mitchell scored 31, Tatum scored 27, and Brown scored 22. So like most of the scoring came from these guys, right? So I have 2 options for a builder. I want you guys to choose which one you like better. All right. So option A, we got Tatum 25 points and Mitchell 25 points, and that's plus 131 on DraftKings. So very similar to our Jokic Edwards play for game 1 of that series.
Yeah.
Both of them cleared this. Tatum just made it. What do you think about that one? We'll pause there.
I think that's does FanDuel have a boost on that one?
It sounds like a very boost worthy play.
Yeah. I want to hear the other one. I'm kind of leaning. I'm more like leaning Brown in this game. And I can get I'll tell you the why in a sec. But yeah, but what do you think, Tim?
Honestly, I'm just seeing Derek White get his hair sorted out this season was the best thing because you just saw him go to the next level. Like last year, playing so well and getting so much hate. So I support him, but it's more or less just overcoming that and letting that thing go so he can really level up.
There we go.
That's what gets me the most excited. So I trust you guys in this one. And if it's Derek White, new hair Derek White, definitely better than last year. So he's got it.
Let's go.
You did say at the beginning of the show that you're like not really into NBA right now, so we'll accept that statement.
I've been spending less time on NBA props right now. That's for sure.
That's all good. You got us now, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. So the next play it's a more conservative play. The odds are -115 on this one, but the option 2 is Jaylen Brown 18 points and Donovan Mitchell 25 points. You get that for -115 on DraftKings.
I like that.
You and I, Tom, I think are on the same page on this one. I think we like this second one a little bit better, a little bit more conservative. Jaylen Brown has played 20 games this season without Porzingis. He has scored 18 plus points in 18 of those 20 games. Yeah. His field goal attempts go up by 2 field goal attempts, so from 17.5 up to 19.3 without Porzingis. I think Jaylen Brown is going to score 20 plus points tonight. I don't see how Donovan Mitchell doesn't score 25 points tonight. I think this is a home run. What do you think?
Yeah, I love it. I like Brown's straight points at 23.5. That was my other play from this game. I like him without Porzingis, like you said. I didn't look at him at 18 points, but at 24 points, he's cleared in 12 of 20 games without Porzingis and 5 of his last 6 games without Porzingis, averaging 26.5. He'll play 35 plus minutes in this game, I would imagine. I also think it suits his game. Like Tatum gets to the rim more than Brown does. Brown's got a little better mid-range game. And with the, I don't know if Allen plays or not, but even if he doesn't, those shot blockers in Mobley and Allen, I think they keep Boston, from trying to get to the rim, and you'll see more action, from mid-range jumpers and threes. So I think that suits Brown's game a little bit better. So that's why I was leaning Brown in this spot.
Yeah. Jaylen Brown was raised in the same school as Michael Porter Jr., which means when the ball goes to him, regardless of the shot quality, he's putting the ball up.
Yeah.
Did you see some of the shots that Michael Porter Jr. was taking last night?
Yeah.
If you teach a kid how to not shoot a basketball, it was like that. It's like completely not square to the hoop, 5 feet behind the 3-point line, totally contested. But Jaylen Brown's got a more versatile game than MPJ. So I think he's good for 18 tonight. So let's go with that one. All right. Let's move on. We got the Mavs, Thunder. Thunder are -3.5 at home. Totals 218.5 in this game. Again, these teams played 4 times this season, one of which was the last game of the season. So we're not even going to look at that game because the Thunder totally blew out Dallas. Luka didn't play. It was just a trash game. So the other 3 games, the Thunder won twice and Dallas won once. What's most notable in this game, the total in those 3 games, 246 points, 257 points, 245 points. So monster scoring in all 3 games. The total tonight is 218.5. So I don't know. I kind of want to play the over on this one, but I'm also super cautious about what's going on in the NBA with scoring. So I have maybe a lean on the over on this one. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I'd be hesitant to also you have the changes that came, kind of around the trade deadline, and with scoring being down, I don't think we see a total that high. Playoff games just typically kind of get slowed down, though. I know the transition offense is a focus of Dallas to get that better, and for OKC, I mean that is a big part of their offense. So they will get up and down the floor. I don't think you'll see it as much as in that game, but I feel your lean there. I can see that.
All right, very nice. All right, so let's dive into some player props. Tom, while you're giving out your first, I'll see if I can get props.cash back up on the screen. If not, we'll just just have to listen to us talk about it.
All right. We posted this one up last night because I was loving it so much. Lines moved a little bit, but Chet Holmgren over. We had him at 14.5 points. It's 15.5 everywhere now. So you see the money was coming in on the over here. Still like it at 15.5. If you take a look at the bigs who've had the highest scoring games against Dallas since the trade deadline, you really can't look at much of Dallas pre-trade deadline because the team was very different. They didn't have any bigs. Then now they brought in Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington. And they got rid of Grant Williams, who nobody on the team liked. So I think if you look at what these bigs have done, these are the guys who have had the best games against Dallas. Miles Turner, 33 points on 2 for 7 from 3. Jabari Smith, 28 points. Wemby, 26. KP, 24. John Collins, 21. And Miles Turner, again, 20. Do we see a common theme with all those guys? Stretch bigs, three-point shooting bigs. They have a lot of trouble with them. I know Chet hasn't had the best track record against Dallas this season, but I think he's shooting a bunch of threes. He's averaged, I think in that New Orleans series, almost 6 3-point attempts per game, 5.8 3-point attempts per game. When Chet's attempted 5 threes this season, he scored 15-plus points in 30 of 38 games. That's 79%. When you tick that up to 6 3-point attempts per game, he goes up to 91%. He's cleared this line in 21 of 23 games. So you'll see big minutes from Chet here. What happened?
We good?
I don't know. Getting some feedback there. There we go. Yeah. So love Chet. Either 14.5, 15.5. I think this is a great series for Chet here.
Beautiful. Tim, you got any thoughts on Chet?
I love it. Give me a big guy shooting threes. I'm all in.
There we go.
I'm real sad that Porzingis is out. Is he out for the whole series? Or I think he'll come back.
Not sure.
Porzingis, I don't think he'll be out for the whole series. I think it's going to depend on how they're doing, right? If they're up 2-0 against Cleveland, they're just going to keep resting him.
That makes sense.
Looks like that screen's working now. All right.
Yeah. I might be off my game today, to be honest with you.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I even went to bed at a decent hour, but it is what it is. All right. So there's your Chet play. We got something in the chat from our guy, Read the Green. I thought I saw something just pop up.
Dallas has played only one game versus OKC with their current starting lineup on February 10th. Yep.
All right. Very nice.
That's good to know.
All right. What's your next play here, Tom?
All right. I texted you this last night. I'm like, SGA's point line's at 28.5. I'm like, this just seems like a no-brainer. What am I missing here? I just feel like SGA is you just pencil him in for 30 points in this game. I don't know if the odds have moved. You were getting plus money last night on SGA over 28.5 points. So we ran a little analysis. Since the trade deadline, the 3 highest point per minute outputs by a point guard against Dallas have come in the 3 games that SGA has played against them. He's scored 71 points in 83 minutes. That's 0.86 points per minute. He should be good for 38, 39 minutes, I'd imagine, in this game. That's what he played in game one. Game one, I think he played 39 minutes in game 1 of the New Orleans series. So 38 minutes at 0.86 points per minute. That's almost 30, just under 33 points scored. I think a good comp. You can see that little mid-range floater game like James Harden. He has a similar sort of style. Harden did well against Dallas, especially early in the series. First 4 games, 28 points, 22 points, 21, and then 33. So I think this bodes really well for SGA. It's going to be tough. I don't know who they're going to put on him to guard. Luka, Kyrie. I'm not sure. Josh Green. I'm not sure who's going to be guarding him. It's not going to be much of Luka because Luka gets a couple fouls. He's not going to be playing any defense in that game because they need him for his offense. So loving
I would think
SGA.
Kyrie they'll probably put on, right?
Yeah,
I
would think. Yeah,
Kyrie played really good defense in the last series.
Yeah.
So I could see him getting the assignment. Luka's gonna have a hard time with probably with Lou Dort on him the whole time. But so I think he's gonna have enough to deal with on offense. I don't see them sticking him on SGA on defense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean this is a scary one because you look at his last 10 games and he hasn't cleared very often. But if you look historically at him at home over the course of the season, like 30 points, he's absolutely crushed this over and over and over again. So you got to figure he's going to step up, and this is probably the last time we'll get SGA at 30 points
under 30. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I like that a lot.
All right.
Also, if you're going to play 29.5, you might as well play 30 because SGA's just got a thing for scoring 30 points.
30 points, yes, he does.
All right. Anything else you got in this one?
Yeah, I got one more. So this might be my favorite play here. Bring up Case and Wallace.
Oh, this is the one you were teasing before the show.
I was teasing earlier, yeah. So one, I know just looking at that line, I know you're going to love it. Over 4.5 points, minus 125. So Case and Wallace was drafted by the Dallas Mavericks, 10th overall this last draft. He was traded for Derek Lively, who was drafted 12th overall.
Oh, is that right?
That is right. So you have a bit of a revenge narrative here. Not only that, but Case and Wallace is from Dallas. So now he's going back, now he's playing the team that drafted him, the team he probably grew up rooting for. I don't know, but he's from the Dallas metro area. Look at what he's done against Dallas this season.
Wow.
Look at that. The points, 12, 3, 15, and 15. His threes, if you look at his threes, that's what he does when he gets in the game. There you go. Cleared in every single game. And he plays consistent minutes. If you go look at the series against New Orleans, he played 18 minutes in the first 3 games, 18, 18, 18. And then that last game, he played 14 minutes. So I think you'll see that they're deep. They like to, they're not the Knicks playing their guys 48 minutes. They have rotations. These guys are going to play. You're going to see guys like Aaron Wiggins get in there, Isaiah Joe, the other Jalen Williams. So they like to play these guys. I think you see him in there for 18 minutes tonight. Love the revenge narrative. Absolutely love it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's like you said, they seem to like to play him. He played pretty well on defense in the last series as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a good spot. It's reminding me of our 4.5 point play from last night, which I was really excited about and didn't cash. So
yeah.
But Reed the Green is saying he loves Wallace. He'll be great guard, high pick, and pops with SGA at the point guard.
There we go.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I gotta tell you, this is the most disrespectful thing we've ever done, though, because Jordan from Reed the Green joined to listen in today. He's a Dallas Mavericks fan, and we just gave out 3 consecutive picks on OKC.
Yeah, why is he not on? Yeah, that's true.
Right. So
yes,
we should probably just have him join next time. Loves the hate. All right. So is that all you got, or you got anything else on this
I got one more. I wanted to actually maybe Jordan could weigh in on this one a little bit. So OKC gave up the most corner 3-point attempts this season in the entire NBA. So they have a couple guys on their team who that's kind of what they do, especially Josh Green and Derek Jones Jr. Josh Green took 32% of his field goal attempts were corner threes this season. He shot 39%, so pretty good. Derek Jones Jr., not as great, 27% from the corner, shot 34%, not as great. There, bingo, he likes it. THJ too, yeah. I think. I forgot he was out the last series. I guess if he's back, yeah, he would be the other one. So I love the corner 3 opportunities for Dallas in this series. Even if you look at Kyrie, a guy like Kyrie shot 50% on corner threes this season. So I don't have an exact play. Maybe we can work something up later and get it out. But just wanted to call attention to this because I think it's a nice mismatch here in terms of guys who like to shoot from the corner, and OKC, that seems to be a spot where you can exploit their defense a little bit.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. Yeah, I'm just looking at Kyrie while you're talking about him, and he seems, in a really good spot for this matchup as well. Scored 25 and 36 in the last two. And like I said earlier, I think Lou Dort is gonna. I would never say anybody's going to shut down Luka, but Lou Dort's going to give Luka some problems. I think Luka might be passing up some opportunities. So I think Kyrie, maybe for threes, maybe for points, could be a good look on this one.
Yeah, Luka's said in the past multiple times how complimented Lou Dort on his defense. So that he's one of the guys that if Luka's giving out compliments on your defense, he's a guy he's struggled with. So he'll continue to see a lot of Lou Dort when he plays OKC. I could see it being a Kyrie game here. You got a fresh Lou Dort in there, and remember, Luka's still nursing that knee injury. I think this could be a Kyrie game.
All right. Last thing, let's just talk about the big men on Dallas. I just think it's a great matchup. It has been all season. Bigs against OKC. At one point it was rebounding. At one point it was scoring. Could be either. So we got really three guys to choose from. We got Daniel Gafford, we got Derek Lively, and we got PJ Washington. So I want to just talk through those three guys and see what your thoughts on who would be the best guy to play. Let's start with Daniel Gafford because I know he has just absolutely dominated OKC. If you look at his last four games against them, he had even dating back to last year, 15, 9, 19, and 19 points. So I don't know. I think that might be a good look. Gafford points.
You got to remember, though, that last game, they didn't really play. Gafford played big minutes, but Chet played 11 minutes in that game. That was the last game of the season, I think.
No, he didn't play in that game.
Who didn't?
Gafford. This was.
Sorry.
Yeah, they played
that was the March game. Sorry.
Yeah, they played 4 games this season. That was 9 points, 19, and 19.
Gotcha.
Actually, this one he was on Washington still. Yeah. So it was really these 2 games that he played.
Yeah.
And didn't play in that last game. So 19 points in each of those games. That seems pretty good to me. It's a little crowded, the front court there. So that's the only issue. But I think he's worth a flyer. I wouldn't necessarily play him at 9 points, but I would maybe, take a little flyer on him for 15 points or something like that in this game.
Yeah, I think so. You'll see big minutes, especially with Kleber being out. You're going to see Lively and Gafford in there for big minutes. I don't see them going small with PJ Washington at center. With that kind of lineup, they haven't played that much this season. So yeah, you'll see those 2 big guys in there for 48 minutes.
Yeah. And then Lively kind of scores when Luka passes him the ball. That's my observation. So he doesn't do a lot more scoring other than that. It's mostly just lobs from Luka. So he put up 20 in one of the games and 4 in the other. I think maybe rebounding could be a better play. He had 16 rebounds. But he did play 39 minutes in that game, which is kind of insane for him because he usually plays closer to 20.
Yeah.
I think he's a great value, but I just think he's too inconsistent. So I'll personally lay off a Lively instead of Gafford. And then the last one that you were just talking about was PJ Washington. So PJ Washington, super consistent rebounding, right? Both on Charlotte and also on Dallas, 5 rebounds in every game against OKC. And then scoring wise, a little up and down, but PJ is usually good for 10 points. Looks like he's pretty good for 5 rebounds. So if you want to put a parlay together for 10 and 5, that could be a good look in this game as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at what he did against the Clips. He had 5 rebounds, 5+ rebounds in every game but one of that 6-game series. So yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Nope. I think that does it.
All right, Tim, you've been
Let's
quiet.
go.
Let's get you going, man. You're the energy on the show. Let's hear what you have
I'm ready,
to say.
dude. Let's talk some hockey. There are two games tonight. One is a game one, one's game two. Just like we talked about yesterday on the show, as each series starts, we get a lot of scoring, and then teams kind of figure each other out, kind of drop off a little bit. Game one for Carolina and New York, 7 total goals. I don't think it's going to die off, but I think it'd probably be somewhere around like 5. And the Stars are the ones that show up in the playoffs. Game one went pretty according to script. Trocheck had 2 points. Kreider had 2 points. Zibanejad had 3 points. And that's what we're looking at. I'm looking at game one, or for game two, Trocheck and Zibanejad to have 1 point each. It's like plus 114, plus 115, depending on where you find it. Zibanejad has had a point in 11 straight. He is just an absolute wagon right now, and Trocheck's the guy. So hammer that. That's probably the smack. Probably the favorite play of the night would be those two. And just like yesterday, those two players can score 1 goal and both achieve a point. So like yesterday when Barkov and Matthew Tkachuk, they assisted and scored on the same play. So we're able to hit that in 1 goal. You don't need 2. Like I said, I think we'll see 5 tonight. One other look, though, for this game is Jack Roslovic, a Columbus local, Blue Jacket alum that's playing over there now. 6 straight games with a point. He's just shown up and been an absolute dog. So he is plus 140 to 150 on books. I'm not hammering that. I'm just saying the trend makes sense, and he has, you could see right there.
Wow.
He has turned it on in the playoffs. So at plus money, I don't hate working him in at all. And then as far as Carolina, Gunsel, and then Sebastian Aho are the two that I would look at. I like Aho a lot tonight. I'm not going to hammer him or anything like that, but if I had to pick somebody from their team. And then Brett Burns, their defenseman, has also been on it. But really just focusing on Trocheck and Zibanejad in that game. Let me see. Is there anything else in that one?
And these are all for points you're looking at?
Yeah, just one plus point.
Yeah.
And not what's it called? Not the power play that we were talking about last night.
Right.
Just go straight. So if you take them both straight, they are plus 114 currently on FanDuel, like 105 on 365. So I'd look the FanDuel or DraftKings route, see if you can find it better on maybe ESPN. And then let's look at the later game, Stars, Dallas Stars, and Avalanche. This is game one, and these two teams just score fucking hockey goals, dude. It's so much fun. When they played 4 times this season, 9, 9, 6, and 11 total goals. The last time they played, 11 total goals. And so, yes, this is game one of the playoffs, but I don't think that they're going to. I think the total's 5.5 at plus money. So if you can get that, I would absolutely look at that. Just like last night, the 5.5, that was the perfect line. They were able to get it open netter late and cash it for us. It's 6.5 at plus money. So I don't hate that. That'd be a lean. But what I really like in this game is points. So let's look at 3 players for Colorado. Nichushkin, Lehkonen, and Cale Makar. They're all on 7-game point streaks. And 2 of them, I think Lehkonen is a little undervalued in this game specifically. And I think Nichushkin's a little overvalued. So what I would do here is take Lehkonen and Makar, combine those 2, just like we did with Trocheck and Zibanejad, and you get plus 121. And again, if they're on the ice at the same time, you can cash this play in 1 goal. So those are my 2, I guess, smacks is what I call them, my favorite plays of the night. And if you combine them all, if you want to party a little bit, if you take those 2 plays and then you add Nichushkin and you add Aho, you get plus 975. So a $69 bet pays about $740.96. I may or may not have that already. So I like that a lot. I'm not going to list that in the smacks because there's no 1,000 odds play that's a smack, but I really, really enjoy that. So in the Discord, I'm going to take a look and see if there's any other like sneaky combos or anything. But that Roslovic backdoor is kind of nice. And then there's a couple guys in that later game, and there's just going to be a lot of goals. So if you want to get crazy with, like, Wyatt Johnson is just on an absolute tear right now. But those 2 plays, safest ones, Stars show up. They got to, in the playoffs, they got to score points, and that's what's been happening. So that's where I'm at for those.
That's excellent. And I have to tell you, it's incredibly helpful when you list out the first name of the player as well
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I
No,
wasn't even looking at going through there. I was just
they have
reading
some
off.
complicated names in the NHL, so I'm like making
Yeah,
sure I
yeah.
can find them. But yeah, I mean that second game, I'm just clicking through all the players, and it seems like everybody's getting a point in that game. So I think there's gonna be a lot of scoring in that one. It sounds like.
Yeah, I think 7 goals is not crazy at all, especially with 11 in the last one. Colorado scores. They're high powered, and Dallas the same way, sneaky, and they're coming on at the right time. Like they've got guys that are just showing up and scoring again, like Wyatt Johnson. He just has come out of nowhere. Him and Roslovic are the two that have kind of really just exploded. And then another Columbus alum, Matt Duchene. He has, I think he's on a 6-point streak right now, or did he not get one in the last game? Oh, never mind.
There
He
is.
is not on a 6-point streak. I lied.
No.
But his head-to-head was really nice. That's what it was. They played.
Oh wow.
He's played this team 14 times and had points in 11 of those. So that would be a sneaky one as well, like a Duchene, Matt Duchene or Jack Roslovic. But if you just want to take the safe ones, go with the Trocheck Zibanejad combo at +114, Cale Makar, Tori Leikinen at +121.
Excellent. All right.
Let's talk about soccer though before we end it. There is a 3 p.m. Champions League, and if you join our Discord, this is what you're mainly going to get out of me is soccer. PSG and Dortmund. That's Paris Saint-Germain and Dortmund. This is leg 2. Dortmund's currently up on aggregate, so we're getting Mbappe from behind essentially. So what my play for this is 4 total shots from Mbappe, not on target, just can be blocked, missed, anything. And then 2 from Dortmund striker Füllkrug. He averages greater than 2. Mbappe averages 5 shots per game. So if you take the 2 of them, you're at about 115 to 118, depending on the book. And I'm not going to say it should be an easy cash, but the math makes sense, and I like the stock. So Füllkrug 2 shots, Mbappe 4 shots, and we're good to go. It doesn't matter if anybody scores.
How do they define a shot though? Because I know there's shots on goal or shots on target. And then there's shots, and I know you've explained the difference in the Discord to our members. But like, where do they draw the line between a bad pass and a shot?
Yeah. So there is some discrepancy on Twitter, but I haven't really seen an issue with it. The thing is with on target. So in hockey, it's the same way. If the puck or the ball were to go in the goal, had someone not saved it, doesn't have to be the goalie. That'd be a shot on target. The woodwork, the frame, the post doesn't count.
Okay.
So but it counts as a shot. So if they're taking any attempt toward goal and it's blocked, say it sails over by 50 yards, goes way wide, or goes in, or is saved, hits the post, anything, any of those would be registered as a shot. And so you'll see players like Mbappe that have 5 shots per game and maybe 2 or 1.9 on target because they're just letting them rip. And then the thing with this is block shots count. So if I'm in the box or the 18 outside, doesn't really matter, and I take a rip and it bounces off a leg and shoots out of bounds. If it was an attempt on goal, which you can tell when they're having a rip or not, that counts as a shot. So if Mbappe kicks a ball, it gets blocked, goes right back to him, kicks it, blocks it again, we get 2 shot attempts in a couple of seconds, whereas neither of those would count on goal. I don't hate a 2 on target from Mbappe and a 1 on target from Füllkrug, but I just went with the 2 and 4 because we don't have to worry.
Yeah, I love that. I actually wasn't aware of those until you started presenting them in the Discord. Yeah. I think that's a great sneaky play that people aren't on as much.
Yeah, I love totals and I love goals, but I like cash and bets more. So we just going with the safe play, I guess. So excellent. Between those, I put the parlay on the Discord. I love it. It's rare that you get a plus 975. That feels like it should be like a plus 250, but we'll see.
All right.
And that's it. I think that's it for me.
That's the only game in Champions League for today. Is
that that's the only one today. That's at 3 p.m. to Eastern time. So you got about 2 hours till kickoff on that one.
Okay.
There is one more tomorrow at 3 p.m., which we'll cover. Oh, we're doing the show tomorrow, right?
We're doing it every day until one of us dies.
Perfect. And that is Real Madrid and Bayern. So that we could have for all the Bundesliga fans, I'm sure there's troves of them here, but we could have an all Bundesliga final if Dortmund advances and Bayern advances, and that would be really, really fun. So yeah, we'll cover some of that tomorrow because Harry Kane's playing, and when Harry Kane plays, goals get scored.
Excellent.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right. Nice work, boys. A lot of stuff to think about and some bets to get in. But thanks for joining again, Tim. We will see you back same time, same place tomorrow.
Let's do it again.
Let's all make some money tonight, boys.
Okay.